gosh, what is good, everyone? It has been a minute, almost like a month. Took a little gap in the content creation. Everything is good. Had a few things in my life that were kind of going like a little bit like a roller coaster. Just trying to figure out some things. Hence the reason why the little break happened in the first place. But wanted to get back on and do a new video today. The new video today is is getting fit actually worth it? Like, is it actually something that you should take time out of your day to do and to achieve for yourself? I have a few points that I want to kind of talk about and go over, just because, it's definitely things to think about and consider when either starting your fitness journey, or if you're already someone that's been doing fitness for like a couple of years and you still are like questioning it, because there's plenty of people that do that. We'll get started. So the first talking point is the cost of getting fit. Now, the cost of getting fit, a lot of people are like, well, there's a few different ways. One, you can get a trainer, you can get a coach. That's going to cost you money. Two, learning how to do all this stuff on your own. That's going to cost you time. Three, just training. The cost of just training and getting your body super sore on a constant basis. People don't tend to necessarily like that. And so, yeah, there's a few different hidden costs within training that definitely most people don't technically think of, or they do think of, and that holds them back from wanting to get started in fitness, when that's not something that necessarily should ever hold you back from getting started, whether it's needing a coach, wanting to do it on your own, or just doing the training in the first place and getting sore, because your body will rebuild itself, it'll not be sore anymore. Or you get a coach and you'll learn from that coach, so then you'll have that knowledge for then your next training session, or you have time so that you can actually do certain things on your own. This is the second point. Most people underestimate the process. Most people underestimate the process of training and being fit and having that actual healthy lifestyle, because they'll go on social media, they'll see other people living this type of lifestyle, and they'll think, oh, well, if he makes it look that easy, or if she makes it look that easy, then why would it be that hard for me? Because there's a lot of people just in general that are super arrogant about their actual abilities, that they'll look at someone else that has been doing it for years, and even if they haven't been doing it for years, still they have it mastered to the point where someone else, the person that has it mastered, they do it easy because they've been failing, getting back up, doing more, practicing it, and just attempting it and doing it for years. When then that new person that sees that person, that's like, oh, well, he can do a one-arm handstand so effortlessly, I bet you that's super easy. Or he can do a full planche, that's super, that looks so easy. But once you actually go and try it, you'll realize, oh shit, that's actually fucking hard. And so, yeah, people definitely underestimate, and that's just skills. When it comes to actually living the life of a healthy individual, yeah, it takes a lot of dedication. You gotta wake up at early hours, you gotta eat the right foods, you gotta go and train when you don't wanna train, and you gotta train hard every single fucking time. You can't just train hard one day, not train hard the next day, and then have a weird loopy lop, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and people underestimate that. They see other people do it and they think to themselves, well, if they're doing it, I can do it. And that's not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying that you should also, one, have the respect for the people that are doing it, but two, never underestimate how challenging or how difficult something was for that person to actually obtain it, and so you don't underestimate them, if that makes sense. So yeah, never underestimate the journey of fitness and health, because it's not just oh, I want to hop on this diet, or I want to do this little thing here, or I want to try to achieve this. It's more so you got to look at it and why am I even doing this in the first place? I want to be healthy long term so that when I'm 80 years old I can still remember who the hell I am, and I can walk around and be mobile and functional and flexible and strong, and not like doing dumb things in your early age just to get a quick result. The third topic or talking point is what fitness gives you outside of appearance. Because most people, when they hop into, take a coffee sip here. So appearance. So most people, when they get into fitness, they're like, oh, I wanna get into fitness because maybe they're overweight and they want to lose weight, or they're skinny and they want to gain muscle. And really, it turns into this like whole appearance game. And that's why a lot of people, when they go to the gym, they just think like, oh, you're just like this big hunk of meat. You're just lifting all this weight. You're just doing this and that, and you're not actually like pushing towards anything. And genuinely like. You're always pushing towards something in fitness, whether it's just losing weight, gaining strength, getting your appearance right, or if it's for a performance. And that's why I love calisthenics so much, because you're training to perform on stage, and it's like a 1v1 battle type of deal against other athletes that also train pretty difficult. And when you start reaching up to a higher degree and performing, that's when it really starts to get fun. And that's actually why I got into calisthenics in the first place. It was because instead of like the whole appearance base, because when I started I was very skinny, and I needed to gain muscle and strength. And so I just found it fun because I was very athletic. I used to play basketball and do all these things when I was a kid, and I was like, you know what, this is fun because I can train and not have to worry so much about my appearance, but also train for certain skills that I can look forward to and do in the long run, versus just making this only about appearance and only about weightlifting or body building. And using calisthenics in place of just bodybuilding was like a blessing for me, especially in my fitness journey, because it took not only the appearance side of things, but it took the actual like performance side of things, and the ability to perform certain skills. Like, that was super cool to me. So, and the coolest part about that is you start to learn all these like really advanced skills down the line, and you'll notice that your appearance, just from training these skills, actually becomes like super shredded, simply because you were just putting in that time to want to learn the skills. But what fitness gives you outside of appearance overall is just, it gives you confidence. It gives you this thing in your mind where you're like, you know what, every single day, even if you have a bad day, or if you like say you struggle with depression or anything like that, it allows you to still get up and be able to look at yourself and be proud of yourself, hence all the other bullshit, and still be able to like push for something a little bit better in your life. I find that I've had both times where I've been up and down in life, and I find that when I'm more shredded, when I'm stronger, and it helps when you have a community of people around you. But as of right now, in my life right now, I don't have that community. So like, I've found that in my up and down times, I'm because I still have them, I'm still a person, that being fit, being strong, and being able to do some of these skills that I do in calisthenics, and being able to know that I came back from a fully torn pec tendon, like, that keeps me like up, when I have a bad day, is like, okay, well, I could go and train and put progress into my life, or I could just keep thinking about it, or be depressed about all these other things and not actually continue to push forward with anything. So that's something that fitness gives you outside of appearance, is like this like behind the scenes subconscious confidence that like even on your down days it still helps you get back up. And that's something that I think a lot of people would actually benefit from fitness with that, because it's just one of those things. Fourth talking point. Why the beginning feels so unrewarding. Now, I kind of talked about this in one of my previous videos about the beginning of your training and starting training, or if it's general fitness, calisthenics. Hopefully it's calisthenics, because calisthenics is where it's at. But why it feels so unrewarding is because you go on social media, you see all these people do full planches, full Maltese, Hefesto, all these crazy skills that honestly take time and hurt to achieve. Like, it hurts, like literally physically hurts to like achieve these things. And I've met a lot of people that are actually like, oh my, like, well, how'd you get so ripped, or how'd you learn this, or how'd you learn that? And I'll be like, you know what, you just gotta want it at the end of the day, because there are like a lot of periods where you're training something, say it's something basic, it's still gonna hurt. Your muscles are gonna get sore afterwards, or it's gonna hurt like in the middle of when you're actually training the rep or the skill, and then you're gonna look in the mirror. At first you're gonna be like, I don't see anything, I don't notice anything, I don't feel different. And with living in America, most people have this instant gratification kind of thing that goes on in their head of, I want it now, and I don't really want to work for it. And I mean, with training, that's like one of the most beautiful things about it, because unless you're one of those people that is going to abuse their body with certain supplements and only try to get it for the short term but not care about your insides in the long run, I mean, yeah, you'll find the rewards faster when you do shit like that, but I do not advise doing things like that, because in the long run you'll still achieve the physique and the strength and all these things that you want without any of that stuff. It does take a little bit longer, but you just have to want it, and you have to be consistent, and you can't don't think about it. One thing that I try to tell people, a lot of people that start training, is a lot of people are glued to the scale. They step on the scale and they see, like, say they weigh 200 pounds, right? Okay, they step on the scale, they weigh 200 pounds, and they'll go and train, they'll go train for a week, they'll step on the scale, and maybe they'll lose a little bit of weight, because in their mind they don't know that like the first 5 to 10 pounds of their weight is actually water weight, and that will go off real fucking quick. And so they'll look back at the scale, they'll see, oh, I dropped a couple of pounds. They'll be encouraged. They'll go back to the gym for another week, and they'll keep training as if they were doing it like the first week. Maybe the intensity goes up, maybe it doesn't. Then they'll get back up on the scale, and they'll see, okay, it really didn't move. And so now they're kind of like, like, I don't know if I like that much. I just put another week of this in, and I'm not seeing another like 5 pounds fall off, or gain if you're trying to gain muscle. And then people are like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll give it one more week at this, and they'll do it for another week, and they will then go back on the scale, and then that scale will actually not move yet again, and then they're like, well, what the hell, like, I'm putting in all this work and the scale's not moving, so why am I going to continue to go to this gym? Why am I going to continue to do this diet? Why am I going to continue to do any of this when I don't see anything happen? And that's kind of like the thing about fitness that's kind of beautiful in a sense. But I also tell people, when you start fitness, or just fitness in general, don't be so glued to the scale. Just be glued to wanting to know, like, just knowing that you want to better yourself. That's it. Like, you don't care about a quick result, you don't care about this and that and this and that. It's just, I want to come to the gym and I want to train and I want to push my body, or maybe just going out on these bars. You just want to go push your body to the point where it makes you feel good, because then down the line when you weren't paying attention to the scale, when you weren't paying attention to those quick results, when you weren't paying attention to maybe how bland your food tasted in your diet, and you just give it a second and you start to enjoy it and you like the journey instead of the actual reward that it's supposed to give you, then you start to notice, oh shoot, instead of just those 3 weeks where I got super discouraged, now 2 months have gone by and I've been super consistent. 3 months have gone by, I'm super consistent, and now it's like, that's what makes you feel really good, and then it continues to progress in the fitness journey. I've seen it hundreds of times when you don't think about it as much, versus you just wanting to just go do it. Fifth talking point: why is it still worth it? Why is getting fit still worth it? Well, it's still worth it because I can tell you that, like I said previously in this video, I've had points in my life where they were up, and then I've had points in my life where they were very down. But the one thing that always made me feel a little bit better in the end was the fact that I took care of my body and I took care of myself. Because at the end of the day, like, you only get one body, and you only get one go. And so it's like, when you think about it, living in a healthy way benefits more than just you. It benefits the people around you. It benefits, your friends. It benefits your family. It benefits if you have a family, and like, say you have kids. I don't have kids, but if you have kids, it can benefit you and your kids as well, simply because it puts you into a healthier mindset. And I've seen it too, like, where, like, if you're healthy, you can play, you can have fun, you can do more things, and you can actually, like, live life when you're healthier and when you're fit. Your joints will like you a lot more, and your body will like you a lot more down the line. And really, it can help you too from just a whole bunch of different health defects. It can help you, from super simple things down the line, from like when you're older. It's like, there's so many people now that I know that, like, will literally, they're older, but they'll bend over just to, like, because they were cleaning or something, and they'll slip a disc in their back. It's like, when you're fit, that doesn't necessarily tend to happen because you got your muscles all, ready to go. You're training your mobility, your flexibility, your strength. Everything is a little bit more ready to go, especially for when you get older. And so if you're somebody that's watching this and you're debating, okay, do I start my journey, or do I start training calisthenics, or do I start, just maybe getting on a better, healthier diet, anything, my advice to you would be yes, and do it now, because you're not getting any younger. And you're not losing anything, you're actually gaining it, and it's going to help. Fitness helps you grow as an individual. That honestly makes you a lot more equipped for life down the line, for anything that is to come, because it teaches your mentality to do things even when you don't necessarily want to do it. You still do it because you like progress. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out instantcalisthenics.com, the first limited edition outfit is still there. 15 outfits are there at 7,000, and once they're out. They will not be returning. Other than that, I have my beginner program. It's called the Foundation program on the website as well. The original price was $150, but I did bump it up to about $700 for the program. I did make that a day-by-day program, where it escalates. It doesn't keep you on any plateaus, anything like that. I am a professional freestyle calisthenics athlete myself that's came back from a fully torn pec tendon. So if you want to learn how to do calisthenics, or if you want to learn just how to get started with your fitness journey, and you don't really have the time to learn things by yourself, and you don't really want to struggle too much on, am I doing things the right way? Go give it a look, check it out, get started. And all I can say is, the only thing you lose is one more day of progress if you don't get started today. So other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I will have another video out here soon, but love you guys. And